Hi, John Kuzma from EndZoneBlog.com, and I want to talk to you about some of the NFL updates that are going around the league. First and foremost, we have the Las Vegas Raiders. The Oakland Raiders are doing everything they can to relocate to Las Vegas. Their lease in Oakland is running out, and they eventually had to move on from Oakland and find a new place to play. That spot on owner Mark Davis's radar has always been Las Vegas. Basically, in order for the Raiders to get this deal done, they have to build a stadium out there in Las Vegas, and they've been networking with casino owners to get funding for the stadium. Well, Sheldon Adelson, who's a casino owner, was supposed to contribute $615 million to the project, and he backed out. That left the Raiders in a bind, and they didn't know how they were going to come up with that additional funding to put towards the stadium cost. Eventually, good news to the Raiders is Bank of America stepped up, and they're going to pay that portion, that $650 million minimum. And really, that has catapulted the Raiders' efforts to move to Las Vegas. They have $500 million that they're putting up on their own. The owners of the Raiders are, and they also have $750 million from Las Vegas taxes that are going to go towards the stadium. That all adds up to around $1.9 billion, and they're going to do everything they can to make it happen out there in Las Vegas in the desert now. So you got to give credit to the Raiders organization for finding Bank of America and reeling them in, and eventually helping get this deal done. Now this team has a chance to get a new home, get a new fan base, and really plant their feet in Nevada, which is great news for the Oakland Raiders. Congrats to Mark Davis and the rest of the Raiders front office and the whole team basically for getting that done. Moving on, Julio Jones had surgery on his foot. I guess he had 2 ligament injuries in his toe and 1 ligament injury in his midfoot. He had successful surgery, and the Atlanta Falcons, tweeted out today that everything went good, and Julio Jones should be ready to go by minicamp, and expect him to be one of the best in the biz, just like he was this past season. I don't know if you guys caught the Super Bowl. Obviously, most of you did. That sideline catch Julio Jones had was just a glimpse of the things he's been able to do over the course of his career. He's easily a top 3 receiver in the National Football League, if not the very best. And this guy's been nothing but amazing since coming in the league. The Falcons had to give up, I think, like 5 draft picks to get Julio Jones. I'd say right now that deal is still a good move by Atlanta because, he's easily one of the best wide receivers in the game. Gotta love what that guy brings to the table, and as long as he's around, the Falcons have a chance. Matt Ryan can throw it up to this guy, he can go get it, and he can make a lot of big plays for this Atlanta offense. So it's great news to see Julio Jones is doing all right, and we look forward to seeing him on the football field as soon as possible. Continuing on, this is interesting. Adrian Peterson. Sources close to Adrian Peterson have stated that he will play for a discount if the New England Patriots sign him. So basically, he will prorate his services to play for the New England Patriots. We've seen plenty of veterans in the past go to New England looking to win a Super Bowl. You think of like Darrelle Revis. Even Ocho Cinco tried to go there. It didn't work out for him. But Junior Seau, all these players went there later in their career looking to win a Super Bowl. And truthfully, it's worked out for a lot of players, so you can't blame for Peterson wanting to go to the New England Patriots. The thing is, he'll have to take a significant pay cut to go there. New England's only been paying about $2 million a year to sign these running backs. Adrian Peterson could probably make around $7 million, maybe $5 to $7 million, maybe more. You don't know until the actual contract gets signed what he could make. It's what some teams willing to pay. But he definitely will make more than $2 million if he signs elsewhere. So really this is about winning a championship and how much money you can make. If Adrian Peterson really is that adamant about winning a championship, maybe he'll say, I'll play for $2 million. The money doesn't matter. I've made over $100 million in my career, and now I just want to win a championship. But then again, maybe the Raiders or maybe we heard Dallas. I don't think that's a good fit for Peterson, but or even Minnesota. Maybe they can offer him $8 million a year to come back, and that could eventually lure Peterson away from New England. But then again, if he stated that he would play for cheaper, you have to believe that he's a man of his word and he really does just want to win some football games. It's hard to play football and go through every training camp and every practice and just all the meetings and the team functions when you're losing. It makes everything harder. It makes the grind much more difficult. So I can understand why Adrian Peterson wants to play for a contender, because then showing up to all those team functions is much easier. Moving forward, we also have Julius Peppers. We got some good news about Julius Peppers. Peppers has stated that he will return for his 16th NFL season. Well, his agent has stated that. Peppers hasn't missed a game in nearly a decade. So this is big news for Green Bay. Last year when Clay Matthews was injured, this team really took a step back. But when Clay Matthews returned, you could see just how deadly Green Bay's defense was with Clay Matthews rushing the passer and Julius Peppers rushing the passer. I mean, that's a lot of firepower from a sack perspective. Those two players alone can really get off after the quarterback, and that's what this league's all about. When you have such good quarterbacks in this league, like Brady and Aaron Rodgers, you need defenders that can get a pass rush and really shake up these guys' confidence. And Peppers can do that. He had 7.5 sacks just last year. I mean, like I said earlier, he hasn't missed a game in nearly a decade. I mean, the Packers are probably enthusiastic about having this guy back because he's just such a good football player. He's always been that way his whole entire life at North Carolina, now with the Packers. Even before when he was with Carolina, he's just always been a star player. I mean, he's always been a big-time athlete, like a top-tier athlete. We knew about this guy early on, kind of like how we knew about LeBron James early on. And it's great to see Peppers come back. 16 years. What an accomplishment that is. Wow. I look forward to having Julius Peppers back on the field, and it's been a pleasure to watch him these past 15 years. So congrats, Julius Peppers. Sad news for Torrey Smith out of San Francisco. Torrey Smith has been released by the San Francisco 49ers with new coach Kyle Shanahan coming in and having the X and O's offensively under lock. Shanahan has decided that Torrey Smith isn't a fit for his scheme. That's because Torrey Smith hasn't really produced the last couple of years. He struggled a little bit. I mean, if you remember when he came over from Baltimore, he was a stud. He was a playmaker. He was making plays in the vertical passing game all day long. And then when he gets to San Francisco, he really takes a step back. Maybe that was scheme-wise, but really I feel like it has to be the player's performance. Just didn't catch enough balls, didn't put up enough yardage, didn't catch enough touchdowns. That's the bottom line. That's what this biz is all about if you're an NFL wide receiver. And when you struggle in all those phases, bad things are going to happen. Torrey Smith signed a 5-year, $40 million contract in 2015. It didn't pan out since then, but, I mean, hey, I'm sure he got some guaranteed money out of that deal. And it's good to bank that and capitalize on your production like he did coming to San Francisco after the big year in Baltimore. So he did a good job from that standpoint. The 49ers will actually save $4.8 million in cap space by this move. Torrey Smith is still 28 years old, so he'll be hunting for another team. This contract definitely won't be 5 years, $40 million, but I mean he could still get a 2-year, maybe 3-year deal, and he gets a chance to sign another contract. You know, life goes on. Maybe he gets in the system or plays for a team that's just a better environment for him and gives him a better chance to excel. That would be ideal for Torrey Smith, and hopefully that does happen. He seems like a good guy on and off the field. And we need more players like that in this league. So I applaud Torrey Smith for the man he is off the field. And I hope for his sake he gets on with another team and he can continue his career and keep providing for his family. Um, the final topic we have today is Chad Greenway. Chad Greenway has announced that he's retiring from the NFL. He's a linebacker for the Minnesota Vikings, if you guys aren't familiar. He had 11 years in the NFL. He played every season in Minnesota, recorded 1,334 tackles, went to 2 Pro Bowls, was a team MVP for the Vikings 3 different times. So this is a pretty significant player, and it's going to be a big loss for the Vikings. They're going to have to find a way to replace that leadership that Greenway brought, and they're going to have to find a way to stop the run like he did. And he put up a lot of production for this team. He was one of the better backers in the NFC North for a long time. He gets to now move on to life after football, spend more times with the family, and I wish Chad Greenway the best. It was a heck of a run for him. 11 years in the NFL is more than just about everybody in the world can say, and now it's about finding what your next calling is in life. If you're Chad Greenway, maybe he'll get into sports media. Maybe he'll be a trainer. Maybe he'll start coaching someday. There's life after football, and it's all about making the right moves now for Chad Greenway. He already did his thing in the NFL. Now it's time to do his thing post NFL. That's all we got for tonight. I thank you for tuning in. As always, if you're looking for more NFL content, go to endzoneblog.com. And thank you for visiting, as always. Have a great night.